It's a new year. How do you guys feel about it? More importantly, how do you feel as a man? When you get up in the morning, what are you saying to yourself? What are you feeling? What type of goals are you setting for that day? Do you do anything to relax? Do you do anything to unwind? How are you collecting yourself in the morning to get you through your day? You know, going into this year, there's a lot of stuff to account for that brings such a negative presence to one's mindset. And as we go more into this year, me personally, because it's what I live for, no, it most definitely seems like they're trying to up the ante on the mongering of everyone's fear, especially towards men. But men, in a sense, should have no fear, especially when it has to come with propaganda. And he said, she said, so seashore by the seashores, whatever the It's kind of a sense of a feeling that a lot is being pushed into a not so pleasant direction, which I believe in fact is a wrong direction, which a lot of others will commonly believe that it's a wrong direction to go towards negative than positive. And it's the oldest card in the book that has been played out probably since the beginning of time, that if you just keep on feeding into negative upon negative upon negative, people just keep witnessing it and somewhat get entertained by it, but then all of a sudden they're feeding so much into the negativeness going around that they get involved themselves. Then they're caught up in the whole loop of it all. It just gets sickening. You just get sick of it. You just don't want to listen to it. You just want to avoid all of it. And now from this day and age that so many people are pushed in such a negative, unremorseful type of attitude towards people, men, women, whatever, that the people that want to take a break from it all, they're just sick of it, are just almost feeling kind of lost, because no one's pushing more of a optimistic type of attitude. Well, there really is one guy who's pushing it from what I'm saying, and there's a reason why he has the #1 podcast, and he's had it for a very long time. Why do people enjoy Joe Rogan? Because he has hopeful, optimistic views while having hopeful, optimistic conversations. Obviously, he's not right about everything all the time. He can call people out if it's pissing him off, but he always instinctively goes back to his composure, his viewing of optimism, gets off of a different subject and moves on to the next that builds upon it to create more of an optimistic type of viewing atmosphere, to bring hope, to bring joy into the conversation, to keep the conversation going. That's why people engage with it so well. That's why they're almost 3 hours long. That's why you see most guests leave with a great hopeful attitude, like they enjoyed something that they got out of today, that it's actually going to benefit them going forth from that talking. I mean, it makes obviously perfect sense to me what's going on with that taint. The taint. The taint. I don't know why no one's joking about this. His name's Stop. Human trafficking, again. In my book, I mean, yeah, there's a 3 strike, you're out type of deal, but I mean, 2, I mean, no. There's a reason why he's pushing this type of lifestyle and stuff, because it goes in with all of it. I mean, you push such a negative views, you start doing negative stuff, you engage in negative activities, and it never works out. You have a downfall. Obviously, who am I? I mean, he'll probably be mainstream next week, you know, he'll probably get out of it or some kind of crazy story, whatever, and everyone will be talking about that. Yeah, it's the pot's stewing. But then it'll happen again to them and just keep happening. People get sick of it. People get sick of it to the point where they want to investigate. I mean, you've seen people try to take Joe Rogan down, and they usually last only about a day or a week, and nothing's talked about ever again. The guy's got optimism. He's a good person. He's got optimistic views, he's hopeful about everything, he's confident in what he does, his rights from his wrongs, and just does not pay attention to much that is not interluded with his intellect. What's interesting to him, what brings him joy, what he wants to expose his time to. I was never optimistic. Very long time before I learned how to be so optimistic with life. Life just kept on throwing me something each day that would just bring me right back to square one. It sucked. And yeah, I when I was probably high school and stuff, I would listen to motivational videos and stuff like that, and they had, you know, empowerment, you know, and get through and dominate the whole fucking world, every man for himself. And yeah, it was great effect for a moment, I guess. It just doesn't work like that. You're kind of just more stuck on the barriers of outside of what you truly want to be with that. You're just kind of more pissed off and more isolated and high-headed of yourself. You're not really moving past it. Optimism. You have to be optimistic. You have to be hopeful. You can't just be pissed off. You can't just think everything's out to get you. You can't think that you just gotta like grab everything with your clutches and rip it out of the way. Be optimistic about everything that's going on, because there's more to come. You think today is bad, wait till tomorrow. Wait till a second from now. Anything could happen. So just be optimistic with it as much as you can. That's all you can really do. You as a man, you're a gift. A true gift. Anything you want out of this life, you can get. If there's anything you want, go and get it. Nothing is holding you back. No one is holding you back. No one's speech is holding you back. No one physically is holding you back. If you want it, just go get it. And the way to lose yourself in the process of that and not lose yourself off track of that is with optimism. Keep the optimistic views and tactics in mind when going for it. Don't get intimidated. If someone's living the life you want, idolize it, but don't totally idolize it. Keep your spin on it. Keep your perspective on what you want to accomplish, and just take notes as you're moving forward, optimistically. They say it's quite a negative atmosphere for us guys these days. If it is, good. There's room for change. There's room for optimism. There's no need to keep pushing it. It's nothing we need. Eventually it'll bring you to a sick point, and the cure to most sicknesses in life is optimism.
Saint Perigine, patron saint of all forms of cancer. We ask you for your help in asking God to heal my cancer and keep it in remission. Pray for me so that I may live a long and faithful life.